Welcome to CPCS, Questions and Answers. The latest questions and answers for A61, Appointed Person, Theory Test. Question 1. Give 3 examples of how excessive rain can affect an external lifting operation when using lifting equipment. The answer is 1. Excessive rain can cause the ground to soften, reducing the crane support. 2. Poor visibility. 3. Cause slippery conditions and reduce traction. Question 2. Explain the difference between an employing and user organization. The answer is: the employing organization requires the load to be lifted and may simply hire a crane. They plan and manage the lift themselves, or enter into a contract with another party who becomes the user organization and plan and manage the lifting operation on behalf of the employing organization. Question 3. When a crane company hires out a crane, name 2 main legal requirements the hiring company must meet regarding the crane and driver. The answer is: 1. A competent trained driver. 2. Correct and up-to-date certification. Question 4. Name the sections in BS 7121 where advice is given on lifting without outriggers and pick and carry. The answer is sections 3, 10, and 24. Question 5. During dismantling operations, what factor of safety is applied to the load? The answer is minimum of 20%. Question 6. Define the term radius. The answer is: the radius is the horizontal distance between the points at which the center of rotation meets the ground, and the vertical center line passing through the load lifting attachment. Question 7. State 3 occasions on which lifting equipment must be thoroughly examined. The answer is: 1. When lifting equipment is first supplied, used for the first time by the employer. 2. When certain equipment is installed, e.g. tower crane. 3. Periodically during the lifetime of the equipment. 4. Following exceptional circumstances. Question 8. Name 3 factors that determine the rated working capacity of lifting equipment. The answer is: 1. Boom angle. 2. Spread of outriggers. 3. The radius. Question 9. How does the guidance in Lolar 1998, L113, describe the difference between installed and positioned? The answer is: installed refers only to equipment that is assembled at a particular location, and not to mobile lifting equipment that is positioned in a particular location, to carry out lifting operations. Question 10. Where would the information relating to the additional requirements of an intermediate lift over a basic lift be sought? The answer is explained in BS 7121, Part 3, 4.8.3. Question 11. Name 4 items that must be recorded when a thorough examination on a lifting appliance has been carried out. The answer is: 1. Defects. 2. SWL. 3. Model of the machine. 4. Examination location. Question 12. A. What is the recommended minimum exclusion zone around overhead power lines? B. Where can this information be sourced? And C. Explain why a distance from overhead power lines should be kept. The answer is: A. The boom length plus 15 meters. B. The operator's manual. C. Because electricity can arch across large gaps. Question 13. Define the term outreach. The answer is: the horizontal measurement from the hook block to the nearest part of the crane, excluding boom. Question 14. Two items of lifting equipment are working in the same vicinity that encroach the operating radius of each. What actions should the lift plan or method statement normally specify? The answer is coordination of the two cranes via the crane supervisor or crane coordinator and possibly limits on slewing. Question 15. State 6 environmental factors that can affect an external lifting operation. The answer is 1. Wind. 2. Fog. 3. Mist. 4. Excessive rain. 5. Lightning. 6. Storms. 7. Ice and snow. Question 16. What is a load radius indicator? The answer is a device fitted to a crane that shows the radius at which the crane is operating and its corresponding maximum SWL, WLL. Question 17. Which part of BS 7121 is specific to mobile cranes? The answer is BS 7121 sections 2 to 3. Question 18. What are the three key fundamental aspects that need considering when preparing a design for any temporary works design and structure? The answer is 1. Design concept. 2. Strength and structural adequacy, including foundations and lateral stability. 3. Compliance with the design brief. Question 19. On both tracked and wheeled 360-degree excavators. A. What differs between lifting over the side of the machine compared to lifting over the front or the rear of the machine? B. Explain why. The answer is A. Increased stability when lifting over the front and back. B. Reduced distance between the load center and the center of gravity. Question 20. How long is a thorough examination for a lifting accessory valid for? The answer is 6 months. Question 21. Who is responsible for compiling all necessary documentation when lifting in close proximity to a site boundary? The answer is the principal contractor. Question 22. How could the deflection of a boom or jib on a mobile-type crane affect a lift? The answer is the boom deflection can cause an increase in the radius. Question 23. List 4 items of information that must be included on a temporary works register. The answer is 1. Design checker. 2. Date design complete. 3. Date design checked and approved. 4. Erection complete and checked or permit to load, permit to dismantle. Question 24. What does the term structural strength relate to with regard to the lifting capacity of any lifting equipment? The answer is the SWL is determined by the weakest structural component. Question 25. Identify 4 requirements for ensuring the stability of any wheeled mobile lifting equipment on site. The answer is 1. Firm and level standing. 2. All outriggers extended accordingly. 3. Crane level both longitudinally and transversely. 4. All wheels are clear of the ground. 5. Crane not overloaded. Question 26. Name 4 factors should be taken into account when calculating the effects of wind on a crane-based lifting operation. The answer is 1. The geometry and shape of the load. 2. The height to which the load is to be lifted. 3. The wind direction. 4. Operating between structures. Question 27. Why is it recommended to complete a report after the completion of the lifting operation? The answer is To evaluate the lifting operation where good practice can be utilized in future lifts or where the operation could have been planned more effectively. The client or contractor may further require written feedback on the operation. Question 28. Who is responsible for providing the contractor with written details of the work to be done? The answer is the employing organization, as in BS 7121 Part 1 and 3. Question 29. If planning to lift loads in or near a pedestrianized area, what the main factor needs to be taken into account? The answer is physical segregation of pedestrians from overhead loads. Question 30. State the safe procedure to be followed before lifting or lowering a load down a shaft or excavation. The answer is the empty hook must be lowered down to working level and the hoist drum checked for sufficient turns on the drum. Question 31. Why must a lifting equipment operator never try and drag a load? The answer is because it can induce side loading on the boom, for which it wasn't designed, and can cause structural failure. Question 32. Name 4 factors relating to ground that a ground engineer would need to take into account when determining the load-bearing capacity of ground. The answer is 1. The ability of the ground to support the gross weight of the machine and load. 2. The integrity of adjacent ground to withstand lateral stresses imposed. 3. Leveling and preparation. 4. Underground services. Question 33. What advantage is gained by increasing the number of falls on a hook block? The answer is increasing the falls can increase lifting capacity for a particular configuration. Question 34. How is the SWL, WLL, rated capacity for multi-leg slings determined? The answer is by the uniform load method. Question 35. Name a design of accessory hook that is exempt from being fitted with a safety catch. The answer is a C-hook, also known as a cargo of Liverpool hook. Question 36. Explain the purpose of the overhoist limit switch. The answer is the overhoist limit switch prevents the hook block from striking the boom head and sheaves. Question 37. If a load of 20 tons is lifted on 4 falls of rope, what is the tension in each fall? The answer is 20 tons divided by 4 falls equal 5 tons each fall. Question 38. A. State the regulation number for the lifting of persons under Lolar 1998, and B. List 5 requirements to be within a procedure. The answer is A. Lolar number 2307. B. 1. Has suitable devices to prevent the risk of carrier falling. 2. A person trapped in any carrier can be freed. 3. The carrier has an enhanced safety coefficient suspension rope or chain. 4. The rope or chain is inspected by a competent person every working day. 5. The use of carrier clearly marked for personnel use. Question 39. How should multiple accessories be connected to a crane hook? The answer is an appropriate master link should be used to prevent overcrowding. Question 40. The area of mat size has been correctly specified for use with the outriggers of a mobile crane, and the intended load and operating radius, but the pad is not stiff or rigid enough. Explain the possible consequence. The answer is the mat will be unable to spread the outrigger point load uniformly and will risk sinking in and destabilizing the crane. Question 41. Identify 4 types of infrastructure where a responsible body or owner would have to be notified when planning a lift on or nearby. The answer is 1. Rivers. 2. Airfields. 3. Highways. 4. Railways. 5. Live plant. Question 42. A change of crane and lifting equipment operator is required. What must they be made aware of before continuing? The answer is the lift plan and current situation of the lift. Question 43. What is the main aim of the HSWA, 1974? The answer is to create a safe system of work. Question 44. To whom should the appointed person give all details involving the lifting operation? The answer is crane supervisor and all parties involved. Question 45. In which applications are single leg slings rated with their own SWL, WLL? The answer is only when used vertically. Question 46. A. What is the factor of safety when lifting personnel, and B. What needs to be taken into account with wind speeds? The answer is A. 2.1, B. S7121 Part 3, Annex D.3.1. B. Operations should not go ahead with excessive wind speed. Gusting should be taken into account. Signs or barriers may act as sails adversely affecting the lift. Question 47. State the maximum recommended angle for single leg slings when used as a pair. The answer is maximum 90 degrees. Question 48. When planning a lift for a lorry loader activity and where it is adjacent to a slope, what is regarded as the minimum distance to be kept from a sloped edge? The answer is the horizontal distance from the foot to the top of the slope should be at least the distance from the top of the slope to the lorry. Question 49. Describe 4 factors that need to be taken into account when specifying communication procedures for a lifting operation. The answer is 1. Communication method established before the lift. 2. Banksman or signaler shall be visible and audible at all times. 3. The operator shall obey stop signals whoever gives them. 4. The person in charge shall be clearly identified and made known to all members of the lift team and personnel in the proximity. Question 50. To lift a load of 20 tons on a 4 single-leg chain sling, what is the required SWL, WLL, for each leg with an included angle of 87 degrees? Please explain your calculation. The answer is 1. 9.52 tons for each leg. 2. When using a 4-leg chain sling, the same calculation as a 3-leg chain sling is used because it is considered that not all 4 legs are taking the weight equally. So, 20 tons divided by 2.1, mod factor for 3 legs and 87 degrees angle, equals 9.52 tons each leg. Question 51. A platform is being used to receive lifted loads of materials. What primary procedure must be in place to ensure that the platform being used is suitable and sufficient to hold the weight of the load? The answer is a trial lift, loading the unoccupied platform to at least the maximum anticipated load. Question 52. Outline 3 principal requirements for out-of-service procedures for tower cranes. The answer is 1. The jib must be in free slope. 2. Out of radius of other cranes and obstructions. 3. Aircraft warning beacon switched on. Question 53. If an object has to be dismantled above ground level to be lifted to ground level, and can't be returned to the original position, what factor of safety should be applied? The answer is the load destination should be prepared in advance of the lift. Question 54. A. What is the minimum recommended distance that is allowed between the counterweight of any lifting equipment and an object or structure, and B. What measure must be taken if the distance is less? The answer is A. Minimum 600 millimeters. B. Use physical barriers to restrict access in that area. Question 55. In what circumstances would aviation warning lighting be required to high-type lifting equipment? The answer is: if the lifting equipment is within 6 kilometers of an aerodrome and the overall height exceeds 10 meters, above nearby existing structures and trees. Question 56. Name 3 possible effects that fatigue can have on a lifting team. The answer is: 1. Decreased productivity. 2. Reduced safe working ability. 3. Absenteeism. Question 57. Give 2 methods of obtaining the center of gravity on an unbalanced load. The answer is: 1. Calculation. 2. Trial lift. Question 58. Name 3 markings found on multiple leg slings. The answer is: 1. SWL, WLL. 2. Manufacturer's name. 3. Year of manufacture. Question 59. Name 3 factors to be taken into account when devising a mobile lifting equipment marshalling plan. The answer is: 1. Visibility. 2. Attaching or detaching and securing loads. 3. Environment. Question 60. Name 2 possible penalties for not following legal requirements when carrying out lifting operations. The answer is: 1. Prosecution. 2. Penalties. 3. HSE prohibition notice. Question 61. Who has overall control of the lifting operation? The answer is: the appointed person. Question 62. Using the lifting capacity diagram for A59C. A. If the machine is equipped with a 2.5 meter long dipper, what is the maximum lifting capacity in tons at a 6 meter radius or reach over the sides of the track with the load at 3 meter height? B. In principle, if a longer dipper is fitted, what effect does that have on the lifting capacity, assuming same size bucket and machine configuration? The answer is: the diagram will be provided by the test center. Question 63. Name the 4 stages of the hierarchy of control for the marshalling of mobile lifting equipment. The answer is: 1. Elimination or substitution. 2. Engineering. 3. Administration. 4. PPE. Question 64. On a mobile type crane, in what situation can the crane lift a single load using both the main and flyhook blocks? The answer is: to give better control of the load in required circumstances. Question 65. What does the Health and Safety at Work Act require employers to do with regards specifically to plant? The answer is: the employer must ensure the plant is safe and maintained. Question 66. Explain why must there be a safe system of work? The answer is: it is a legal requirement under the HSWA 1974. Question 67. When planning a lifting operation to place loads below ground level, what needs to be taken into account when calculating the gross weight of the load? The answer is: the weight of the rope below ground level will need to be factored into the gross weight of the load. Question 68. Name 2 duties of the crane operator. The answer is: 1. Operate crane according to manufacturer's instructions. 2. Implement the lift plan and safe system of work. Question 69. Outline the role of the temporary works coordinator. The answer is 1. Coordinate all temporary works activities. 2. Ensure a temporary works register is established and maintained. 3. Ensure that responsibilities are accepted. 4. Ensure that a design brief is prepared with the actual situation on site. Question 70. A. State the legislation and the regulation therein that refers to the stability of cranes, and B. Which regulation states the requirement for all lifting operations to be properly planned? The answer is A. Lifting operations. B. Lifting equipment regulations number 4. Question 71. If a crane is out of level, what effect will it have on the radius? The answer is it will either increase or decrease the radius. Question 72. If radios are to be used during the lifting operations, what 5 actions and checks must be made before use? The answer is 1. Check if parts involved know how to use them. 2. Check if batteries will last for the duration of the operation or spare batteries are supplied. 3. Check if all involved in the lifting are on the same frequency channel. 4. Check if the signal strength is sufficient. 5. Check if the frequency is clear from other interferences. Question 73. A. Where would the duty board of a tower crane normally be located, and B. Name 4 types of information that it must contain. The answer is A. Located at the base of the tower crane. B. 1. Make. 2. Model. 3. Serial number. 4. Capacity at maximum radius. Question 74. State one difference between a regulation and a code of practice. The answer is regulations are a set of requirements whilst a code of practice is a practical guide to achieving acceptable standards. Question 75. Using the given lifting capacity diagram for the JCB 525-125 telescopic handler using a hook, A61. A. What is the maximum lifting capacity? B. What is the maximum lifting capacity when free on wheels, FOW? C. What is the maximum hook height where a load can be lifted? D. What is the maximum lifting capacity when the hook is at a height of 8 meters and the boom at an angle of 45 degrees? The answer is A. 3,500 kilograms. B. 0 kilograms. C. 10 meters. D. 1,000 kilograms. Question 76. According to BS 7121 Part 2.1, what are the types of warning that an RCI will indicate, and at what point are they activated? The answer is 1. Maximum load. 2. Specified positions and conditions. Question 77. List 2 methods of obtaining the accurate weight of a load. The answer is 1. Manufacturer's data. 2. Trial lift, using a weight load cell. Question 78. What is the definition of a competent person as stated by codes of practice? The answer is a person who has practical and theoretical knowledge as well as planning experience. Question 79. Name 6 principal factors should be taken into account in relation to fatigue management of a lifting operation. The answer is 1. Comply with your organization's policies and procedures relating to fatigue. 2. Understand your sleep, rest, and recovery needs and obtain adequate rest and sleep away from work. 3. Seek medical advice and assistance if you have a concern about a health condition that affects your sleep or causes fatigue. 4. Look out for signs of fatigue at the people you work with. 5. In consultations with your supervisor, take steps to manage fatigue. 6. Maintain hydration. 7. Talk to your supervisor or manager if you foresee or experience being impaired by fatigue likely to create a health and safety risk. Thank you for watching and good luck for your test. Please don't forget to like, share, comment, and subscribe to support this channel.